record. All right. So today is week 2 meeting. You guys have had one official weigh-in so far. Your first weigh-in is your initial weigh-in. So this Monday was your first official weigh-in as far as weight tracking macros goes. Because if you were new to the challenge, the first week was learning how to do everything. So it didn't really, I don't want to say it didn't count, but I did not count it. So Monday was your first official weigh-in. I want to remind you guys that we are fixing our bodies, fixing your metabolism, fixing the way we eat, unlearning things, relearning things. So if you have been so prone to hardly eating, and now you're doing this, your body has to adjust. And it might take 2 weeks, 3 weeks for your body to adjust to now eating a lot of food. So keep that in mind if you're new to the program, not if you've been in the program. I always do a little bit of housekeeping before I get started, just to review a couple of things. I just want to remind you all that you have to hit your macros. Just because you're tracking doesn't mean you're doing the program. Because I'm getting messages saying, I don't understand, I didn't lose anything, or I only lost a half a pound, but I tracked every day. Yeah, you tracked every day, but you had 78 proteins left, or 54 carbs left, or you went over by 38. So it's not about tracking, it's actually about hitting your numbers. And people are asking me, is it really that important to hit them? Yes, that's why you're doing this program. I give you guys 10 grams leeway, protein and carbs, because I understand sometimes, you need to go over, you need to stay under, but that's all you get. And it's 4 to 6 for fat. And I will say this every meeting, because sometimes there's people in the meeting and sometimes there's people not in the meeting. Sometimes you watch it on record, sometimes you don't watch it on record. So I feel like it's something I have to keep repeating, because that's the basis of this program. If you're not going to track, you're not doing the program. I mean, if you want to just stay in here and hang out, I'm fine with that. But that's not why you hired me to be your coach. So we need to remember that every time you start your day, please, please, please remember, you are tracking your food to meet your macros. The ultimate goal is to meet your macros. Everybody gets that, right? Okay. So there's 2 things we're going to talk about today. One is we have people that have been in the program a while that now want to drop body fat, or you're in the program, you just started, or you've been in the program a little bit, you're dropping weight, but now you really want to drop body fat. Watching the scale move doesn't mean you're losing body fat. And we're going to talk about that in another meeting, but the scale moving could be anything. It could be water. It could be your cells shedding, your skin, your hair, anything. So just because the scale's moving down doesn't mean you're losing body fat. You could be losing muscle. And the same thing, when the scale goes up, doesn't mean you're gaining fat. It means you're gaining weight. So if you are lifting, you're going to gain weight, because there's no way to differentiate if it's muscle or fat on a normal scale. So that's why I always tell people, try to get an in-body test or a DEXA scan, or if you know someone that has calipers to do the skin test, have somebody do that for you. That machine that you hold at the gym doesn't work. That little handheld thing that some personal trainers carry around with them, it's like a tiny little machine. It doesn't work. You can use it for apples to apples, but it's not going to give you an accurate percentage. So keep that in mind. Okay. So we're going to talk about how to lower your body fat percentage, but we're first going to talk about, should I eat when I'm not hungry? And I'm going to rattle off a couple of sentences. And I'm also going to turn this light on. Hold on, because I'm blind. Okay. All right. So, and now there's a glare, right? Hold on. I'm sorry. That should be better. Or not. Okay. Who knows? I don't know where that glare is coming from, though. I always turn that light on. Is it annoying you guys? Okay, then I'm just gonna keep going. Maybe I'm an angel tonight. I don't know. Okay, it's gonna annoy me, you know that, right? All right, so I know I was under my protein macros all week, but I was just so full at the end of the day. It's not getting better. Okay, the numbers you gave me are just so much more than I've normally been eating. I can't imagine eating all that food and still losing weight. Have you guys thought about that in your head, or have heard somebody say that in the group, in a meeting, or anything since you've started this challenge? You could be new, you could be old, raise your hand. Okay, so I've told you guys, I've been there. I've sat with my big bowl, literally crying. And this is when I was married to my ex-husband, who was like the freaking bodybuilder. So he could care less that I was crying, eating over food, because he would eat the same way. And I would have to get up and do laundry and come back and, you know, make myself busy and come back and eat. But I would make sure I ate all the food that I needed to get in for my day. So I've been there. I get it. I totally understand. When I recalculate my own macros, which I do, I'm like, holy crap, how am I going to eat 2,487 calories a day? You know, I get it, but it has to be done. So I want to talk about a couple of things. We are so used to hearing, eat less, you'll lose weight. Cut your calories, you'll lose weight. Cut out fat, you'll lose weight. Cut out carbs, you'll lose weight. We all hear it. We all think that that's what we're supposed to do because it's been ingrained in us for so long. How many of you had parents that did every freaking diet under the sun, and they sat at the table with, like, and I totally remember this, ricotta cheese and sweet and low or something, mixed it together, and that's like their dinner. My mother, my sister will vouch for me, was on every freaking diet under the sun. I can name them all, you know, everything. And the only thing that actually worked for her was, you know, watching what she eats. And she unfortunately got type 2 diabetes and realized she had to get her shit together. And that's the worst thing when you have to do that. But we've been so long in that cycle of, I'm not going to eat all day and I'm going to lose weight. And does it work? No, it doesn't work. The cutting out the carbs, cutting out the fats will work momentarily, but it's not something you can withstand. It's not something you can do all the time. So what happens? You gain the weight back, right? And I know I always say, the more you eat, the more you lose. The more you eat, the more you lose. I can preach that every day, all day, but until you start to see it, you're not going to believe it. You're not going to be able to understand it. Now raise your hand after you've been in this program, whether you just started and you're like, holy shit, is this scale, could this scale possibly be right? Tracy, Zaid, is she on here? I thought I saw her on here. I do. I knew I saw you on here. She messaged me twice after weighing in. How could I have already lost 5 or 6 pounds or whatever it was? Is it even possible? And I'm like, did you use the same scale? Did you keep the scale in the same place? Yes, then it's possible. So raise your hand now if you believe the fact the more you eat, the more you lose. Awesome. I love that. Beautiful. I can't see everybody because there's like 28 people on here, which I love even more. But mind you, there's 148 or 151 people in the app, but we won't go there. So that tells you how many people are actually engaged. But if you count how many people are hitting their nutrition macros, it's pretty cool. Every day it's growing. You guys see the shout outs? It's very cool. Okay. So the magic of the more you eat, the more you lose, and I'm full, should I continue eating, is going to be when you start to see the results. So we have to start unlearning what we've been ingrained to learn. And the only way we're going to do that is to start thinking about when you're hungry. So if you're making yourself eat at normal times that you're not normally hungry, you're going to think you shouldn't be eating. But I know for myself at between 11 and 12 is like, I'm starving because I haven't had anything to eat all day. I eat as much as I can when I first start eating. Like I literally sit at the bench of Orange Theory and Tate, who's the manager, laughs at me. And today Shannon's like, do you realize you just sit down after in between your classes First of all, I go for a walk for like 2 miles and then I come back because I have a big break. And I just start eating all my food. And she's like, you haven't stopped eating since you came back from your walk. And then she pointed out that it's all mushy food, that I don't eat anything I chew, which was kind of weird. But I literally eat probably 40% of my day of food as soon as I start, the first thing I eat. For one, I might not have enough time towards the end of the day. I train a lot of private clients back to back on Zooms from 4 o'clock till this meeting most days. Or I'm out training clients or I'm doing classes. So I know that I'm most hungry right when I get to eat, and I eat as much as I can. So if you know you're always hungry, you work the night shift, Marcella, and Marcella's a doctor. So you work the night shift and you're always hungry before you go into your shift or mid shift, that's when you should be eating most of your food. Not at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you just ate lunch. And you're like, shit, I have all this macros to eat and I'm not hungry. Well, no shit, you're not hungry. You just ate lunch, right? Don't set yourself up to have to eat at certain times because you think you need to be on a timeline. Eat when you are hungry, but eat as much as you can when you are hungry. You're allowed to make yourself full as long as you're not going over your macros. So I ate all my food, lunch, at Orange Theory today. And then I knew I was meeting Lauren at that new Pure Vita place in City Place. But I also knew I was getting like, they have like a ahi tuna bowl with quinoa and stuff like that. So I knew I was getting that, but it was literally 45 minutes after I'm lying, an hour and 15 minutes after I had just ate all that other food. Because I coached the class and then ran over to meet her at 1:30. I wasn't hungry, but I knew I had to eat it. So I ate it, but I was so full afterwards that I didn't eat again until almost 4 o'clock. But I ate enough that I knew I'm going to eat enough because I'm hungry now. And I'm not going to eat again until after this meeting. So I might not have grazed all day, which I do a lot, but I start to pay attention to my hunger times. So that is the number one thing that's going to help you not feel like you're eating to eat and you're not hungry. That will also help you at the end of the day when you're sitting here after the meeting and we get off and you're like, oh no, I still have 64 proteins and 38 carbs. Let me message Shannon and see what I should eat. Because you don't want to end like that at the end of the day, right? Nobody wants to go to bed stuffed. I eat before I go to bed. I have my yasso bar. I usually drink a protein shake, but that's because I get up and don't eat until later on in the morning. So it holds me over. And does it matter if you eat later in the evening, like before bed? No, it doesn't matter what time you eat. As long as it's before midnight, and Corinne made that mistake, yes. If you eat after midnight, it's the next day's macros. You don't want that to happen. So make sure that you think about that too. And that's big for Marcella too, because you do the overnight. So even if you're a nurse or a firefighter or whatever, you want to make sure of that. Okay, so let me get back on track with his, I always do this. All right. We are so used to under eating. I want to tell you guys a couple of things that will happen when you under eat. And the first thing that happens when you under eat, it affects your hormone balances. When you under eat, you get cranky. You don't realize it, but you are. Other people will tell you. It affects your energy level. So a lot of people are messaging me now. I can't believe how much energy I have. I feel so much more energetic. I feel so much better. Gina's nodding her head. That's because you're actually feeding your body. You're going to feel better at the gym. Gina wore a weighted vest today at Hard Exercise Works. I saw that. Yes. She can't hear me, or maybe she doesn't know what I'm talking about. I saw her. She said she complained.
Yes, I can. Yes.
Okay. I thought so. Okay. And you're most likely, so when you starve yourself, you are stopping yourself from burning more calories because your body is holding on to those calories. Does that make sense? So when you eat more, you can expend more because you have more calorie. Your calorie is energy. Energy is calories. So if you're taking in more calories, you could spend more energy. The more energy you expend, the faster your metabolism goes. The faster your metabolism goes, the more fat you're going to lose. That in a nutshell, that little cycle right there says so much. Under eating decreases your metabolism, the opposite of what we just talked about. When you're underfueled, your body burns fewer calories throughout the day, which we talked about. Because your body's digesting less food, and because your body will naturally slow down and regulate the energy it expends to conserve as much energy as possible. So this right here totally washes away the thing of eat 1,200 calories a day or under 1,200 calories a day, which at one time was like the mantra. So to think about those hunger signals. So now when we roller coaster, let's say one day you eat a ton of food, right? And then the next day you don't eat a lot of food because you're not as hungry, so you're under eating. But the next day you run like 8 miles and you're starving, so you eat a lot of food. But then the next day it's a rest day, so you think you shouldn't eat a lot of food. Doing that to your body, you're making it difficult for your body to be consistent and for your body to learn the new way of eating, the new way of processing, the new way of metabolizing what you're eating. Anything you do, if you are consistent with it, you see positive results. Of course, unless you're consistently smoking or consistently doing a bad habit. But if you're doing a good thing, when you're being consistent, you're going to see positive results. The same thing, if you are consistent every single day, tracking your macros, meeting your macros, you're going to see those positive results. Your body's going to continually burn calories because it knows it's going to get those calories. All that energy you're feeding, it's going to know the next day I'm going to get those again. It starts to be almost habitual. That's why they say that you should always find habits, because your body knows about the habits. Kind of the same thing. And I know this, I say this all the time, but consistency is key. Like I just want to like get a tattoo. Consistency is key, because anything you do, consistency is key. If you find that you're just not hungry, let's find ways to make you hungry. A lot of times we're not hungry because we're sedentary or we're sitting at a desk all day. Do something to make yourself hungry. Go take a walk, get up and do jumping jacks. If you can't do jumping jacks, do something to burn calories. And that will make you hungry. If you're getting in your 10,000 steps a day, every day, your body will start to be hungry, because 10,000 steps is the bare minimum of what you should be getting on a daily basis. If you're not hitting the 10,000 steps and you're not like a massage therapist standing in one place and you're not sick, because I know there's a lot of illnesses going around in the tribe right now, which is crazy because not everybody's near each other, but some people are. You need to try to get those steps in. That will help you be hungry. That's why I do that walk before I eat my food on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Mondays and Tuesdays, I'm already doing spin classes and all that other stuff. So I'm already burning calories. So I'm already hungry. So you won't feel like you have to make yourself eat. Think about, instead of feeling like you're overeating, if you're sitting down at dinner and you're choosing to eat just vegetables, and I look at everybody's stuff, and when you ask me to read your log, I always suggest this. I'm like, why aren't you having rice? Why aren't you having quinoa? That's a micro-dense macronutrient. That's what's gonna help you hit your macros, and you won't be as full. Do have brown rice or white rice. A lot of times, if you look at packages, white rice has less fat than brown rice, by the way. So I eat a lot of white rice, but do half and half if you feel like you're going to get too hungry from the denser carbs, but it will help you hit them faster. Pre-plan, I always tell you that. If you pre-plan, we talked about it. If you plan out when you're hungry, you'll be able to eat it. Monitor your hunger levels. We already talked about that. Eat when you're hungriest. Experiment when you're eating, the times. I talked about that as well. Increasing your sleep quality. So increasing your sleep increases your appetite. Increasing your appetite will make you want to eat more, will help you hit your macros. You won't feel like you're overeating. And sometimes, and I don't want you guys to do this all the time, but sometimes drinking your macros. So I said I drink my protein shakes at night. I don't want you guys to run out and buy Slim Fast and make it a meal replacement. I watched, by the way, I worked for Slim Fast for like a week stint as their weight loss transformation specialist. And they didn't want me to talk about macros. They only wanted me to talk about Slim Fast, and I couldn't do it. I walked out, I called my mom. I'm like, I felt like a caged bird. It was horrible. It was literally 1 week. I was gonna leave Orange Theory and everything. It was not recently. It was like 6 years ago or something, when they were still in Palm Beach Gardens. Anyway, so you can drink your macros. If you have a hard time getting in your carbs, then put the banana in your protein shake. If you know that's what you need to do. People are like, well, you said not to eat a banana. I never said not to eat a banana. What I said was bananas have a lot of carbs. So if you're the type of person that likes to eat their carbs, like myself, I will never put a banana in a protein shake. I would much rather eat my carbs. But if you're having a hard time getting there, do it. Same thing with peanut butter. If you're having a hard time getting fats, which I can't believe that there's people in here that have a hard time getting their fats. You need to start adding stuff to do it. If you eat avocado, I don't, but if you eat avocado or you eat peanut butter, yes, I'm going to, Jody, relax, wherever you are. Oh, there you are. I said I would. I have it right here on the back of my notes. I have to make notes or I forget. Coconut water is a great way to hit your carbs and your fats if you're a coconut water drinker. You can mix your protein shakes in coconut water, as a matter of fact, or milk. Milk is not a bad thing. I mean, yes, you want to try to limit your dairy, but do almond milk. You're still going to get something. Use that for your shake. Don't use water. Think about things that you can substitute to hit your macros quicker, and then you won't feel like you're overeating. Okay. So overall, think about your consistency. Now I want to talk about something else, and this is, I probably shouldn't even start this now. All right, I'm going to lead into this for next week, but I'm going to talk about something else. I'm not going to bring this up because this is a long topic about the losing body fat. And by then, you guys will be 3 weeks in, and it'll make more sense for everybody. So when you are focused on, and people are asking me this, well, I need, you said you need my BMI. I've never asked for anybody's BMI, just so you know that. That's your body mass index. And it says that I'm obese, morbidly obese, by the way, because your body mass index is your height to weight ratio. That's all it does. So it says I'm 5'5", and I weigh 142 to 145 pounds, depending on the day. Yes, my weight fluctuates by 3 pounds, and everybody's does. And it says that I am in the 34% morbidly obese or something like that. I actually had to meet an insurance person. They had to meet me face to face to make sure that I was who I said what I was in the job that I had, because they weren't going to insure me because of my BMI. And that is ridiculous. I'm like, dude, I have a 16% body fat. I'm not lying to you. And they came at it anyway, and they had to do a swab thing anyway. But he's like, I'm doing this to prove it, but whatever. Anyway, so please don't ask me if I want to know your BMI. I don't want to know your BMI. I could figure out your BMI in a heartbeat by your height and your weight. I don't need it. Don't use it. Don't look at it. People that are obese and morbidly obese know they are. They don't need a number to tell them, right? But body fat, I want to give you guys numbers for body fat, because, and then we're going to talk about it next week. But when you have lower body fat, you achieve slimmer, toned looks, and you increase your energy, improve your posture, you'll feel more agile, and you'll make you feel generally better just in general, which is amazing. But if you're under body fat, it will do the opposite. And there's a couple of people in here that have been with me for a while, and they're so fixated on certain numbers. Nobody, unless you are an athlete or a bodybuilder that is competing, should be in single digits of body fat. Your body, your metabolism will shut down. And I am one of those people that got so low that And I'm sorry if you're a guy on here, but I haven't even had my cycle in 4 years. I'm 48, not going through menopause, none of it. And that's because I was so low at one time that it just messed it up. And now I try to keep it in a double digit, right? 14 to 16%. So your body fat percentage is measured of how much your body weight exists in the form of fat, right? And when we lose fat, this is a pound of fat. This is a pound of muscle. Not really, but they weigh the same. So your scale is not going to move. But look how much littler your body is if you have less fat versus if you have more fat, right? And we're going to talk about all this, but so I want to, for starters, anything over 32% body fat for women and 25% body fat for men is considered overweight. 32% for women, 25% for men. Healthy body fat percentages are for women, just regular women, like regular healthy women, people that not workout and trainers and all that stuff. For women is 25 to 31%. That is acceptable. For men, it's 18 to 24. Women who are physically fit should have a body fat percentage of 21 to 24. While men between 14 and 17. Think about what your body fat is as I'm reading these off, if you know what your body fat is. And I'm going to give you a trick on how you can figure out your body fat. If you don't have calipers, you don't have an InBody, you don't have a DEXA scan. And you don't want to go too low. The minimum for women is 10 to 13%. For men, it's 2 to 5%. Men suck. It's not fair. But anyway, just kidding, Brian, because I think you're the only guy on here right now. So I want you guys to think about what your body fat is. And if you don't know it, try to get it. And I always say, when people say, I don't understand why my body fat's so high, there's a couple of things I always ask. Do you drink a lot of water? And this is not necessarily tribe people, just I have clients outside the tribe. And do you drink a lot of water? Do you drink alcohol? The number one answer I get is, yeah, I drink water and I only drink alcohol Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Well, if there's only 7 days in the week, that's almost half of the week that you're not drinking, that you are drinking, that you're drinking. So really, you drink 50% of the week, or maybe 40% of the week. But we associate the weekend as like it's just 2 days, but it's not. If you drink Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, that's 3 days that you're drinking. Alcohol is the number one thing that's going to stop you from getting your body fat down. It's not necessarily what you eat. And not lifting, not strength training. And when I say lifting, you don't have to do dumbbells. The bands, those strength bands, you don't have to do them just with me. You can do them on your own. Those are great to help you lean out your body fat. And I have like no time left, but I have like 9 pages of notes about body fat. So we are going to talk about it next week for sure. I wanted to do the bring your favorite snack or food next week. So I'm trying to think of how we can do it. Like now I feel like I need to have more than one meeting, but I'm not going to start doing that. So raise your hand if you want to do the bring your snack, bring your treat next week. Okay, how about this? I see hands going up on the side. Next week, we're going to do half the meeting, only half the meeting, bring a snack, bring a treat. Everybody bring something. And then the other half of the meeting, I'm going to talk about body fat. So everybody bring something, and then I'll ask for volunteers. And when I say bring a snack, bring a treat, bring something that you love. If you've already showed it, bring it again if you feel like you can't find something else. Or if you found something new, bring that. It'll help the current tribe members, the new ones, find new foods. A lot of people loved when we did the last meeting. They keep watching that video, which is great. And it will help everyone. But I know Jody's like waiting. So I did put it in the important announcements group. Did you see that, Jody? Oh, I did put it in there. It's in there. Did anybody see that I put it in there? Okay, just checking. But I didn't put names. So I'm pretty sure that the 3 that I put up there as the top were the top, besides Brian and myself. I was checking to make sure. I asked for people to, hold on. I asked for people to message me if I was wrong, if I missed somebody, because I went through them all. So the third place, which actually doesn't get anything, but I'm just gonna say anyway, 463,773. Second place, 464,332. And the top steps was, besides Brian, was 466,605 steps. And that was Jody, which is awesome. Congratulations. Unfortunately, Jody now has a knee injury. Hopefully not due to killing it on the step challenge, but
No.
I know, I'm just teasing you.
I actually cannot believe I won because I was stalking everyone and trying to beat everyone. And then this last week when I was out of the challenge, I said, that's it, I'm done. Because I'm bedridden for 8 weeks. I cannot walk or stand or work. So I'm shocked right now. I really am, honestly.
If you think about it, you are already ahead by steps, like 3,000 steps.
I have to say, Laura, Klaus, I was watching you every day getting 14,000 steps, and you got me out of bed and running around the house like a lunatic. So thank you, Laura.
I don't know if she's on here or not.
What's funny is that she did the same thing to me. I was like, God damn it, she got 14,000. I gotta do more. So it was reciprocated.
And Brian,
that's awesome. I love that because you guys
Brian,
were
if I lived in Florida, I would run the swamps with you. No, just
kidding. My God.
Every
time I would post something, Brian would post something triple what I posted. I was like, never mind.
I know, but that's the thing that Brian pushes us, but he's not part of, like, he's part of the challenge, obviously, but he doesn't take the money.
I won a 5-night trip to Cancun. I was in another distance competition. So
that's awesome. Where was that? What was the curiosity?
It was with the North Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. They have it every year. It's the month of October. There's 300 people in it. And I got first place, and I won a trip for me and my whole family. I have 2 years to use it.
That's awesome. I heard that you're supposed to take your coach with you on those trips to keep you in line.
All right.
Just kidding. So congratulations. So originally there were 19 people in the challenge, and then I went back and reconciled. Only 15 actually paid, but you still get $150. So that's freaking awesome. Congratulations. We are going to do it again. So here's the deal with the step challenge. I have 2 minutes. It starts on Monday. If you want to be in the step challenge, I'm sorry, Jody, I'm going to put you in anyway to motivate. Okay. You'll be our whatever you call it.
I'm in the bed for 8 weeks.
I know, but you're still going to be there by spirit.
So thank you.
It'll start on Monday. It'll go to the end of the challenge. Every single day, you guys post your steps in the group, not the numbers, a picture of wherever you get it from. There is a $10 buy-in because that makes you guys get your steps in. I don't take any of the money. Whatever the money that comes in, the winner gets all. You don't have to be in the challenge. It is a totally separate group. If you want to be in the challenge, you'll need to message me and let me know. So I add you into the group on Sunday for Monday start. It's super fun. I mean, Jody's won twice, I think. 3 times. So now she can't win. So it's up for somebody else. I think Enie's won once, which is our relative.
Oh, now's my chance.
Yeah, now's your chance, Laura. Let's go.
I'll double up with you, Laura. I'll be a partner.
She can't walk, but she'll be your partner. So anyway, that's the step challenge. It's a lot of fun. Ryan does it too, and he just does it to get everybody motivated. I do it as well. Obviously I can't win, but I put my money in. So it's cool. The more people that go in it, the more money you make, the more fun it is, more of a competition it is. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Saturday, we have our meeting or our workout at 5 p.m. We're going to talk about how to get your body fat down next week. We're going to do a couple of share your treats, share your goodies. I hope you guys all have an amazing Wednesday. Stay focused, stay determined, stay consistent, and you will reach your goals. Remember, always be badass. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful night.